out her that his son wasn't his, nigga.
Oh wow, we lie.
Nigga still got our last name and everything.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah, hold on, hold on.
yeah. Yeah, bitch, I'm sipping on this Henny like somebody told me not to. I do what I want, you niggas doing what you got to. Got a brand new bitch and it's not you. Put these tats on my face, but I said not cool. I got cash in the bank, I'm like a damn fool. I pulled the cat out that hat like I'm Doc Seuss. East coast to the west, that's a Pac move. I gotta make it to the top, I cannot lose. I need money that look way more than decent. I be in the cut cause I be trying to duck the precinct. Fire Thina better than the Mona Lisa. Listen up real quick, I get you hip to this thesis. Keep a couple pieces of that candy, Reese's. Keep a couple straps on you handy, they creepin'. Bitch, and I know who got to work if you fiendin'. Better not act stupid though, I ride with them demons. Cállate la boca, can't you see a nigga scheming? One more shot of Henny, I'ma have that pussy leaking. I do what I wanna when I wanna and it's frequent. And I won't trust a bitch cause they always got secrets. Bitch, I'm sippin' on this Henny like somebody told me not to. I do what I want, you niggas doing what you got to. Got a brand new bitch and it's not you. Put these tats on my face, but I said not cool. I got cash in the bank, I'm like a damn fool. I pulled the cat out that hat like I'm Doc Seuss. East coast to the west, that's a Pac move. I gotta make it to the top, I cannot lose.
Yo, yo, what's good? It's your boy E.B.H Black with Powerball Rish, the co-host. It's Gang Man.
Gang.
What's good with
Somebody
it, Brody?
call fire department. My mask on fire.
Oh shit, mine's on fire too. So call them for both locations. And we got Lex Luciano.
Oh yeah, you know it. You feel me? 4 times, every time. You feel me? For the next lifetime. You feel me?
For the next 4 lifetimes.
Gang.
Gang man. Hey, so we jumped on today, bro. You know, a lot of times what we do is we talk about stuff that we see online, because sometimes it's kind of like putting your ears to the streets, you know.
Yeah.
And a lot of things that we've been seeing.
But hold on, the social media streets.
Yeah, the social media streets. Yeah, Gutenberg way. What's his name? Zuckerberg way. So we be trying to like stay tuned in. And one of the things that we've been really noticing is we talking about mental health. And so we're gonna talk about it from a man's perspective today, what that mental health game looking like, because that's kind of like a new thing that's been being thrown out there. So we're gonna talk about emotional feminized men. And can men have anxiety? And before we jump into that, go on and share it, because
send it to my inbox.
This is some feminist shit right here.
Oh yeah, we're gonna talk about it today.
And it ain't even about the females.
Gang, man.
It's gang, man. Hey, so go ahead and share this. Go to the YouTube page. Hey, PB, tell them about the YouTube page and the group and all that other stuff while I share it to you.
Okay, man, yeah, hack in, man. We got the YouTube channel popping off. It's the E.B.H Black Show with me, Powerball Rish, your co-host. It's check out the Facebook group page. It's kind of going up. We trying to, we just climbing. We ain't trying to boast or brag, but we just trying to learn and teach, man. That's all. We learning and we teaching, man. That's it. What we learn is what we teach. You know what I'm saying?
Each one
teach one. All for one for all. But you got some goofy sitting in their car all for themselves, talking about, let me pat myself on the back. Let me give myself some flowers. I'm going to put you in a friend zone. What type of female tactics are you talking about, brother?
Real self.
Man, I'm talking about this premium suck ill ass nigga, man. I swear to God, boy. You better get beside yourself, nigga, and tap yourself on the shoulders and be like, bro, this is not it, man. You feel me? You're sitting in your car eating potato chips, talking about lunch. That is a snack. You might change that shit to having a snack with you. You feel me?
I don't like that shit.
I don't like that shit.
I don't like that shit.
Hey, as you can tell, today is going to be a real masculine show, and it's
Oh
okay.
yeah, man.
We've been looking at the AG, the algorithm, and 75% of our viewers are men. Women are 25%, but they watch longer
And they have a better
And
impact.
they chime in.
and they chime in. But that's not necessarily what men do. So that's what I'm saying. We having a very masculine show today. So it might rub women the wrong way about a couple things we're gonna talk about. Because what we do is not the same thing as what y'all do. And
Not at all.
And that's what got us to this whole conversation about can a man
but you got some premium suck L's sitting in their vehicles acting like broads, talking like broads.
Like,
and when you say talking about broads, what you mean? What you mean by that?
I said talking like broads.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. What you mean like talking about like broads? Talking
Well,
about how go ahead.
First of all, if I ever hear a man utter the words I put him in the friend zone, I'm gonna smack that nigga. It's masculine season. It's masculine season today, man. I'm gonna smack him back to the future. You heard me?
Right.
What's wrong with you, man?
Basically, it's saying things that you would normally hear a woman say.
Yeah, friend zone. I've never heard a man say friend zone. I've never heard a man use the word anxiety.
Right.
Okay.
Which comes to our topic: Can men have anxiety? The question itself: Can a man have anxiety? Yeah, I'm sure he can have it.
No. We gonna disagree. Because listen, a man's version of anxiety is called frustration. Okay, we frustrated. Nigga, I'm pissed off. Nigga, I'm frustrated. If something's egging me, something's getting under my skin, and something is jigging my bones up, I'm frustrated. I'm not gonna be anxiety. What's anxiety? That sounds like somebody with a vagina.
In a Prius.
Yeah.
Hey, yeah. So like, anxiety is being anxious, right?
Listen, hold on. Let me just give it the benefit of the doubt. If a male has anxiety, I'm gonna think that 1, you live under your broad. 2, you don't got a job. 3, you baby boying, picking her up and dropping her off at work while you sitting in your car talking about other grown men.
Oh wow. So the answer, so the definition of anxiety is a feeling of fear, dread, or uneasiness.
Even though the pictures on there is female.
Listen, wait, say it again.
Hey, hold on. He ain't lying. I looked it up, right? And it says anxiety is a feeling of fear, dread, or uneasiness. And all the pictures above it, there were women. It's women like in a fetal position.
Stop. It's not us. It's not just an opinion. It's a fact. It's a fact. If it's in a dictionary, right? If it's in a dictionary, the Wikipedia, the old school book is encyclopedia. It will have. Hey, listen, bro. I do not fear nothing because I'm a man. Women and children can fear. I give them that. What's the next one you said?
I think hold on. It said fear, dread, and
hold on. I don't dread anything.
Right.
You feel me? I don't dread nothing. I make moves and I live my life. What's the third one?
And uneasiness.
I ain't uneasy about nothing. Bruh. Man, I'm nigga.
Hey, hold on. Let me break it down though. It might cause you to sweat, feel restless and tense, and have a rapid heartbeat. It can be a
man. So listen.
Look. Hold on. It can be a
explain me having sex. So I got anxiety when I'm fucking a bitch?
No, bro. It can be a normal reaction to stress. For example, you might feel anxious when faced with a difficult problem at work, before taking the test, or before making an important decision. Okay, cool. So anxiety. If you got anxiety every day, well, first let me say this. This is the disclaimer.
Hold on. Before you do that, Black, let me just say this. All that you just explained will cause me frustration. Go ahead, brother.
Let me just go ahead and say there's people that have this stuff, and we're not like making fun, poking fun of it, especially women that's gonna come on here and say whatever it is about they feel about anxiety. We strictly talking about how men deal with anxiety. Not how women deal with it, because men and women emote differently. Although y'all try to get us to emote like y'all, which cause men to have anxiety. That's why men have anxiety, is because y'all start having men trying to think like women.
Right. Hit y'all frequencies and shit.
Yeah, hit y'all frequency. You see how PB, that same quote unquote stress and uneasiness is called frustration. And it's called frustration because we think things out like, okay, we need to have a plan. And then we'll think about how we feel about it. And frustration comes as a byproduct of the plan not working the way we want it to. Not from, I have an important decision to make, and I'm so stressed out about it before anything even happened. So men and women emote differently. So that's why I'm saying, like, we're talking from a straight man's perspective today.
Macho Man, Randy Savage, okay?
Right.
In my Tino's voice.
That boy said. So the name of this episode is "Get In Where You Fit In," right?
Mm-hmm. You was a markup at the high school. Now you hardcore like CB4.
Nigga,
why you want to talk about me and EB4?
No, it's EB in them. But so the thing is, like, so can men have anxiety? And I do see sometimes men say I have anxiety. Well, not too many, but I see some men say that they have anxiety. Or
name the men that you heard say that word, bro.
Hey, nigga, don't get at me, nigga, because I done said it, nigga, before he even start, nigga. I done said this shit before, nigga.
What, that you have anxiety?
No, no, I've just been like,
how old was you, nigga? 10 years old?
I felt it. I've never been like, I'm having anxiety, but nigga, I done felt, nigga, what that means to feel like. And that,
Lex, all you was frustrated, Lex. That's all.
I know, for sure.
So what's the difference between frustration and anxiety? Is it just the gender?
So is it two different definitions of that?
No, it's like, look, it's like this. Perfume is made for women. Anxiety is like perfume. Okay? Frustration is cologne. Okay?
I love your metaphors.
That's where we're going with that, okay?
So that's
Martino's voice.
I feel you on that. Right?
Definitely.
So
look, so just like this, hold on. Lex, answer me this. Should a man be able to utter the words friend zone?
I ain't never said it.
Thank you.
I ain't never
That's
said
all I want. Listen, and we done said a lot of things growing up in this world.
Right. Yeah, I don't think I've ever really said I'm gonna put somebody in the friend zone. Even if I did, like, far stretch, I would be talking about a woman, not other women and men. Like, you know what?
Like, this bitch just friend zone me.
To save my mental health, I'm gonna put you in the friend zone so I don't get mad. See, that's the whole thing about this conversation.
That's premium type of shit, man.
It's a fine line. It's a fine line for the simple fact that, there are people that have true anxiety. And then there's people that say, okay, I'm working on my mental health, but then they approach it from what everybody's doing to me, and I'm going to make my mind bend around it where it don't bother me. Oh, another thing that I heard, same, come from the same source. I'm unbothered. I've never heard a dude say I'm unbothered.
Hey man, these female tactics that these male men are using make them so feminized. It's just it's what I want to say. It's
baffling.
No, yeah, that too. But it's I'm looking for. God damn it! I shouldn't be smoking. It'll come back to me. It's atrocious.
Despicable, nigga.
Atrocious.
Despicable.
Right. And so the thing about it is when I see a man use those hot words, it lets me know that he's running his brain through a filter as a woman first.
He's hot and bothered.
Because like there's a show called Unbothered with Jamel Hill. Jamel Hill works with ESPN. She's dope, right? And whenever I've always heard that term as coming from a woman. So when I start seeing certain tendencies from men, things that they say, like what we call bag talk, right? When we talk about bag talk, like when men say that part, nah, we say that way, or we say that department, or when women say we got the receipts, what do we say, bro?
You said what?
When women say, "Oh, we got the receipts," as men, what do we say?
Affidavit.
We got the affidavit.
Yeah,
right.
The discovery.
Proof, right?
because it's something about that masculine tone, that feminine tone. So when
it's letting you know that I'm a bull and I got horns. See, you can't be a male without horns hanging with cows, because then you're gonna look like a cow. You feel me? So there's a difference between cows and bulls. Bulls have horns. You feel me? So therefore, you got to display them horns, man.
Right. And so being that I hear these key words coming from men that women normally say, when I hear that bag talk, you know what I'm saying? Then it's kind of like it puts me on notice of what I'm dealing with. And I don't know. And the thing about it is because then, so now it's hard to deal with another man like that, because now man to man, I'm not dealing with a man. Really, I'm dealing with a emotionally feminized man. Right?
Yeah.
And so as that dynamic comes about, then they start talking about their mental health and about how they feeling. Men usually don't get at each other like that. They use logic and talk things out, or if it ain't gonna be talked out, then we gonna handle it physically, and then we'll worry about the emotion part of it, get hyped up after that. But we're not about to go into it all rah crying about it, and then see what we gonna do in the moment. That's not kind of like how most men move.
First of all, well, go ahead.
What's causing so many emotionally feminized men?
First of all, let's talk about where we at right now.
Okay.
We are in the Western Hemisphere in a wilderness called North America as Atlantic transient Black African slaves. We as Black people of color, even Latinos, Asians, Arabs, even all of them, because they get treated like Black people now. So y'all all, even the white trash, y'all Black people too now. Eminem, 8 Mile, the trailer trash, y'all Black people too. Come on in. But anyway, we don't have the luxury to be in our feelings, bro. We are combat soldiers. You hear me? At birth. We don't have the time or the liberty to be acting like no female, or thinking like one, or talking like one, or even abruptly, like, I don't know, moving like, I don't know, man. Just I don't know what this clown be on in that car, man. Maybe that car got too much carbon monoxide. Yeah, carbon monoxide in it, bro. I think something is wrong. Something is messing up that man's head to where he coming out switching like, I don't know, like he got a bunny tail. Because
I think it's because, and this is in part and in general, that this society that we're in is definitely a feminine driven society. And then with men trying to make women happy and do all the things to make them happy, thinking that it's going to make their life easier as men, that is doing things backwards. Because as a leader, you need to be the one that dictate pace. You should have a masculine frame of the relationship, and it should be dictated by you. That's not to say that she can't have input. It's not to say that she's not going to lead in certain areas, but primarily as the man, you need to be leading, and the relationship needs to be led by the masculine frame. However, but if you allow the woman to do that, then it's going to be all over the place because you're going to go off how you feel every day. Every day you're going to be on an emotional roller coaster, and men aren't built to go on emotional roller coasters every day.
Okay. You said this is a woman driven society today, right?
Yes.
If women were intended to lead, God would have made them first.
Facts.
Okay.
Big
God
facts.
made them first, and then man would have came on the seventh day. Okay.
Right. But God
So
also
therefore, why are we trying to disrupt the natural order of things that came from our Creator? Okay. When countries and clans and tribes go to war, it wasn't the women that went, right?
No, it was the
Right?
men.
It was the men. Men go to war, okay? So therefore, men should lead, but justly. I'm not saying if a man is out there cheating on his family, drinking alcohol, coming home, slurring, cussing at his kids, touching his daughters wrong and all that. No, that's not a leader. That is a loser. Okay? Leaders don't lose. Leaders don't lose. Okay? The bunny rabbit that fell asleep at the finish line and the turtle that took his time and passed the finish line is a leader. Okay? Be patient about everything. Nothing has to be fast and the furious. Nothing at all. No, nothing has got to be fast paced. Nothing has to be Speedy Gonzalez.
Yeah,
You can slow roll your way to the finish line, baby. You feel me? All you got is time. That's all.
Yes. Society will have you thinking, and women will have you thinking you got to have it all right now, and that's why men have to take it. That's why I say they got a whole masculine frame and say, hey, this is the pace that we're going at. Either you're going to go with that or you're not. That's how you lead. You don't lead with your words, you lead with your actions. And so one of our Facebook users hacked in says, if men supposed to be leaders, why do most follow so much? Excellent question. What do you think, Brody? Because I got an idea for that.
What did he say?
If men supposed to be leaders, why do most follow so much?
Because if they follow, that's a good tricky question to me. If they follow them, then they're not true leaders, and then it depends on who they following. Because before you become a leader, you have to learn from somebody. You have to follow somebody. You're just not born a leader. No one. You could be born with the spirit of a leader. You know what I'm saying? The heart of a leader, but you can't be born to lead just off, natural. You know what I mean? Like without any guidance. You have to be taught to lead. You know what I'm saying? So if they following, they might be still trying how to learn how to lead. But if they like it put it like this. If you see, when I was young, like I always been with older folks. When I went to high school, I was a freshman. I didn't hang out with freshmen. I hung out with seniors and juniors because I was that popular. I had an album out. You feel me? So I was popping, nigga. Fortunately, God gave me that title. I was that nigga. You feel me? So
yeah,
I don't know. I always, and those dudes always looked up to me, and I found that out one day at home. Like, damn, I'm in high school. I'm popping the most. I'm hanging out with all these popular seniors, nigga. They giving me rides home and stuff. You feel me? This is before I had the whip and everything. They giving me rides home. They picking me up for school. Like, nigga, I'm that dude. I'm a goddamn freshman. You know what I'm saying? And I was thinking, huh?
That boy went down memory lane real quick.
You in a hot tub time machine right now.
Yeah, man, my bad. Yeah, but back to the set. Hey. I got lost in the time machine, boy.
Nigga, hey, come back, nigga.
But now, it's just like at the same time, I learned things though. You know what I'm saying? And what it was, I learned things from my big cousin Leland, Bump, Sammy, Maurice, Cuda. Like, you know what I'm saying? These was like my cousins on the block in California, in Richmond. You feel me? So when I moved to Arizona and I was a freshman, you feel me? My game was so far ahead. I was a leader there because I was so far ahead. You know what I'm saying? It was like I had went back in time. You feel me? It was real crazy. They didn't even know what the word player hater was, bro. You feel me? So, so like, you know, a person that's following, it just depends on how long he gonna follow. And I say this. This is what my point was. You have to become a leader at least by the time you 30. You know what I'm saying? By the time you 30, if you're not a leader, then you're gonna be a follower.
Yeah, I can kind of agree with that, but or you're gonna have to do some hard work. You gotta do some hard work, and that's not to say you can't never turn it around to be a leader. And then, so the thing about it is, if men are supposed to be leaders, why do most follow so much? Okay, this is not like a one tier solution. When you have let's look at the cancel culture. The cancel culture when it comes to men talking about women and women talking about men. Men cannot say how they feel about women. Women can talk all day about how they feel about men. Example, I need a man that has 6 figures. I need a man that's packing. I need a man that's 6 foot. As soon as we say, I need a woman to be in shape. Oh, all of us are beautiful. All big women aren't not healthy. And
Facts.
we want you to wear your own. We want you to wear your own hair. Oh, we wear this for ourselves. Oh,
I bought it.
It's mine. Or they say this is why everybody hate black. Or they say, oh, we don't. Those eyelashes really don't do nothing for me. Oh, I do that for me. I do that for me. Yeah, whatever. You do that to the attention of men. You do that to boost your own confidence to attract men.
With all your insecurities.
So with that kind of culture, right? You have men backed into a corner. So now a lot of these men aren't raised with men that show them how to lead. So a lot of men don't know how to lead. Just like women say they want to be wives, but their mom's not married or haven't had long-term relationships and stuff like that. And we try to hold their feet to the fire. And as for men, same thing. They don't see a man masculine influence. So what happens is by default, the woman feels like she has to do it because somebody has to lead. There has to be a leader. There has to be a follower. And in this culture, women want to be the leader. So now you have men that think like women, and you have women say, "Oh, I want men to be more emotionally available." So what that means is you want a man to think like a woman. Men and women think differently.
Look, I accept a man for how he come. If he ain't lazy and he's respectful, I'm gonna stick with. I'm gonna stick with.
Yeah, but that's a small percentage. But we're gonna read that again. So you have a society like that. You put a man in a position where he's lost, and so by default, he's gonna follow the woman that sits there and decides to take the leadership position. And so then that is why you have these feminized men, because you want the man to think like a woman. Women think like they process emotion first, then logic. Men process logic first, then emotion. But when you try to have the man switch up his thought process, then he's on this emotional roller coaster, don't know how to handle it, always got anxiety, putting people in the friend zone. And then then that's like 80% of men. And then when you have a man like me that say something like, let's be masculine. I'm misogynist whenever I start talking about order. Like women want to say they want 50-50. How can you have 50-50 in a relationship when there's a leader and then there's a person who's following? Right. As soon as you say the word submissive, he got to be the right one to submit to, and all this other stuff. Like, come on, man. So that's how we end up in this situation. And that's why we doing this show. And that's why everybody hate black, because I'm trying to tell men, let's start being men. Because I grew up with a man. Not only did I grow up with a man, I had men other than that man to show me what men do. Right. Shortcomings and all. Shortcomings and all. You can try to hold men to a standard where they have to be perfect. Right. But what we know as is the true mark of a man is not all his successes, is how he comes back from his failures. Right. That's what makes a man.
Mm-hmm. When you fall down and you get back up and you just dust yourself off and keep pushing, you feel me? I done that a few times. But look, it was some points you made, bruh. You know, it's like gender roles type. You know what I'm saying? Hey, listen, I don't believe in gender roles. It's a lot of stuff invented nowadays that I didn't know existed when I was a young nigga. You feel me? Okay, I don't care about gender roles. There are gender roles, okay? Like I said, God made man first. Men established everything. He made women. Hey, when the women come down, it was already laid out. Furniture, the house, the rent, the bills, everything was paid for. You feel me? The meat, everything was ready. You feel me? The apples, the fruits, and all of that. You hear me? So check this out. It was funny you said something earlier when you had just went to teaching them. You feel me? Yaming them. You just went on a yam rant right now. You just
right. And the doors of the church is open, and the Cash App is too.
Hey, but now listen. You had said something, bro, like about how women want to, like I said, gender roles. The roles is like kind of changing. Okay, even this has happened before, Black. This has happened before. Did you know that back in the early 15th century, the 1600s, 1700s, it was men that wore wigs. It was men that wore makeup. It was men that wore stockings. It was men that carried purses. It was men that wore high heels. Okay?
True. I remember that. I seen pictures of George Washington like that.
You feel me? And then all of a sudden, men stop doing it, and who doing it now?
Women.
So they try to do it again. 200 years later, they're trying to take over some shit again.
Stockings and shit.
Yeah,
men wore that, bro.
Oh, yeah.
So what I would say to men that do that, right, it's kind of crazy because when you this is why when I say men, do not over cater to women. This is why I say, and you don't agree with when I say this, you got to be your own mental point of origin. And what I mean by that is when you go into a situation or think of any situation, you have to consider how it affects you first. Don't start talking about how it's going to affect wifey first, or how she going to think about it, or what would she do, or all that other stuff, because then you might as well let her make the decision. Don't carbon copy and figure it out. Let her run it. What you got to do is you got to think about it from your own perspective. Okay, I'm the man. I know I got all these responsibilities. Wifey is my responsibility. My kids is my responsibility. My community is my responsibility. My niggas is my responsibility. So what am I going to do in this situation? What am I going to do that's going to put me in the best situation where I can help all of them? Because if you was in an airplane and that mask come down and they tell you put it on first, that's mental point of origin. You're thinking of yourself first so you can have enough to help everybody else in your circle. That's all I really mean by that. And then let me see, Feisty, our Facebook user, I think that's Feisty, that says that both men still doing it. Men are still doing what? I want to get a little bit more clarity on that. And so if we're going to live in a society that tells us, hey, men being masculine is misogyny, then we're gonna have to die on that hill. But many aren't willing to do that because they're so busy trying to please women in order to have a woman. And then when the woman gets said man, she's not happy with him because he's not a leader. That boy over there going to work. I see you too. That's why I
Oh
came.
man, I'm listening though. But listen. The cool thing about it, I'm soaking up the game that you spilling in their brain. You heard me?
Yeah, so that's the whole thing. So we have a culture of feminized men, and
But
whenever I hear
I
about,
have something to add to that though. But go ahead.
no, go ahead. I'm go ahead.
You know, it's kind of like you just explained. You know, when I seen earlier, I seen a nigga sitting in this vehicle, right? I don't know if it's his or not, you know, whatever, you know, but we don't judge or we're not, you know, we're not Judge Dredd. You feel me? So, you know, it's just like I seen a nigga earlier sitting in his car and then he was talking about a situation where, you know what I'm saying, somebody else was getting at him about checking his wife. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes your wife got to be checked. You know what I'm saying? So listen, if somebody got to tell you to check your wife, she most definitely need to be checked out. You know, like Instagram blue check. You heard me?
Right.
So look, check this out. The man goes to say, I'm not in a position to check nobody.
Does that sound like leadership?
Huh? You not in a position to check nobody? Not even a child?
Well, really what that was, really what that is. You know what that is, bro?
What is that, Doc? Teach me.
I'm not a professional, but that sounds like insecurity.
Insecurities.
And
okay, listen, that's another thing a man should not have.
Right.
No.
So what's the cologne to insecurity then?
Listen. Okay, listen. A man is a jealous man. That's it. He don't have insecurities. Okay?
Straight up jealous.
I'm jealous. I'm just jealous. That's it.
Right.
You know, insecurity, bro. I ain't worried about none of that.
Because insecurity implies that you're scared.
Exactly. Insecurities implies that you's a premium sucker. 91. You feel me?
91.
Hey, so Feisty saying both men and women are still doing it, wearing wigs, stocking, makeup, men still on that, you know.
Oh yeah, we know that. Yeah. They trying to steal it back, but I ain't trying to do it. They can have it.
Yeah, they can have it. What was that comment we read?
Let me see. Yeah, we gotta go back on that one.
Yeah, we go back to that one. We on Instagram Live too. I need to get our Instagram Live popping too. So we're gonna turn the corner on that.
E.B.H. Black Show has an Instagram?
I do, but I need to get on Instagram Live.
Oh, okay. Get it popping.
But we do got we do got that YouTube.
Got that popcorn popping, huh?
Yeah, but said I'll accept a man for how he comes if he ain't lazy and he's respectful. And you know what? I believe that. A lot of women will put up with some things as long as you're not lazy.
Yeah. But you know that.
Huh?
Go ahead.
How long she gonna put up with it? I don't know. Because if she in her bag harder than you, sure. You know what I'm saying? You could see the thing about it's not all about money too, is what we talked about too. Because remember, we talk about the HG, hypergamy. Women always trying to date up. They always thinking, is this the best I can do? And if it's not, she's gonna look for that guy. And if you are a dude that's lazy, it's easy for her to know that you're not the best that she can do. But if you showing effort, she'll stick with you. But if she run into a dude that's doing something that you're not doing and he's in his bag, then you might be in trouble, Brody. So you're going to have to step it up in a lot of ways. But leadership is not always about money. And when we was talking about the Bible, I think it primarily has to do with spiritual instruction. Because I think, like God says, I'll talk to the man talk to the woman, and the woman talk to the kid. That's the order, right?
All right.
So that's why the serpent went to the woman to disrupt the order. When you do things out of order.
And then that's what society is doing with the woman again, disrupting the order of the ecosystem.
Exactly. And so women are eating it up.
Listen, hold on. When you take away the man's job to protect and secure his woman, you are brewing something up for disaster. You hear me? Look, imagine going to the savannah, right? And this is another thing. Lions are not the king of the jungle. The tiger is. Lions live on the savannah. Ain't that right, Black?
Yeah.
Okay. But anyway, that point I'm making is Black, E.B.H. Black. Imagine going into the savannah and taking away the male lion's job of protecting the female lions and their cubs. Try to reverse those roles. Make him go hunt and get the food and let them protect. It will not work.
It will not
They
work.
will become extinct.
Quickly.
So that's what we're looking at, people, as a human race. If we try to change the roles too much, okay, women can do everything and this and that. You take away the man's job to secure and protect, what's going to happen?
And so Feisty says, only a father can check a woman. What makes a man feel he have the right to try and put anybody in their place, especially if they treating a person like a child? Women are grown, you know. And see,
I agree with her.
Okay, so you can't check your woman?
I didn't say you couldn't, but what she's saying, if somebody is like trying to like you know how it is, bro. Like, you know, you got them Ike Turner type niggas. That's what I'm thinking. That's what when she said that. That's what I pictured.
No, she talking about any kind of man. She obviously clearly said only a father can check a woman. So what that means is that's why they always say you ain't my daddy. So
yeah, she tripping. Nah, I'm checking mine.
That basically what she's saying is you can't tell me nothing because you're not my daddy. And the only reason
that's
why
not right. I'm sorry, Feisty.
And the only reason why he could tell me something is because he's my daddy, not because he might be smarter than me, not because he might have more wisdom than me, not because he might be stronger than me, and none of that stuff. Only because you have this inalienable right because you're my dad. So with that kind of like thought process, no man could tell you anything, so that you cannot be led. You cannot be led.
And so therefore, she needs to go to a planet where women were made first.
Well, that's what they're making this planet. Well, that one back there, because the one I live on ain't never gonna be like that. Because the thing about it is that's disrupting the natural order. It's a lot of things that could tell you. Matter of fact, if you want to go spiritually, the Father, Son, and the Holy Spirit can check you. Man can check you. A child can't check you. Because the natural order of things is that. And women, that's why women have a hard time with the word submission. Because they don't want to they want to be able to go unchecked. That's why we live in a society where women can say whatever it is that they want to say about men. As soon as a man says something, are you fat shaming? Or you doing
quick point, Black. Quick point I'm gonna make. Hey, just because you older don't mean you right. Just means you're wrong longer.
It doesn't. It does.
Did you hear what I said?
Yeah, but we talk.
Just because you older,
wrong
don't
longer.
mean right. It just means you was wrong longer. You jerk. You did
right.
Come on, man. Yeah. What's going on here?
And there's a lot of men that just because you older don't make you smarter. It doesn't. but just because you're a woman, that don't make you right either. So Feisty always says correct and don't want to be. I'm grown and I need a partner, not a father. Mine's is dead. Okay, so a partner.
Hold on. Let me ask her a question. Ask her that, Black. Ask her this. If she did something wrong at, I don't know, family picnic or whatever, and she was wrong, and her man can't check her, is that what I'm getting from her? Please help me.
She's saying just because you're a man in a relationship and supposed to lead don't mean you could put someone in their place. And that absolutely you can.
Yeah, I'm done. I'm going to put you in your place right now. You tripping and you wrong. Dead flat out.
What do you mean you can't get put in your place?
That's crazy.
What do you mean?
Can be put in my place.
Anybody can put in my place. Right. Anybody can be put in my place. A woman can put her man in his place. What do you mean?
Even Jesus got put in his place when he destroyed the temple. Remember Jesus and his feelings, Black, and destroyed the temple?
Oh, he was bad. And so, like, as a man, you can be put in your place by your woman. Let's say if a man is looking at a woman in a a seductive way. Oh yeah, we did ask you, Feisty, and we just giving you our opinion. But let's say if a man's looking at a woman in a seductive way, and then he looks over at his woman and she looking dead at him with that look on her face, and he know what he did is out of pocket. And then she even say something or whatever, not in no disrespectful way or anything like that, just on some grown person hype. And he'd be like, you know what, I was tripping. I was lunching. Ain't that what Eddie Murphy? I mean, not Eddie. Martin was saying I was lunching. So he got put back in his place. Let's say if a man is spending too much money on lunch, buying hot dogs and sodas and shit at the fucking AM PM too much or whatever the hell be going on, and she be like
sitting in the car talking about niggas.
And yeah, she better with the finance, and she like, hey, you doing too much frivolous spending. We need to tighten up on that. That's putting him in his place. So for you to say that a man can't put you in your place, that tells me right there that you don't want any kind of leadership at all.
She don't. There you go. She don't want no leadership. She don't want to be led or nothing.
She's saying a conversation and being checked is two different things. What the words, the words is being different, because a conversation, first of all, I'm not just having a conversation just to tell you it so you can go in one ear and out the other. No.
Listen, now she's trying to be funny. Listen, being checked just means being corrected. No, she's trying to be funny, bro. She's saying being checked or being communicated with. No, if somebody has to correct you, let me talk, blood. If she has to be corrected, nigga, that's called being checked, man. Stop playing games with these people, blood. What the hell is wrong?
I understand that, but that is a trigger word for women. Like,
I don't care, man. That's emotion.
I get that, and that's who we talking about, a woman, right? So when you say that you checking a woman, first of all, nobody. Well, I don't even know if we came up with that.
Listen, I thought on this show we was here to teach people how to lose emotions and be a Jedi member. You feel me?
You can't help women lose emotion. They're gonna come from that point of emotion. And what I'm saying is that when you use the word checked, then they get defensive off top. Like, and even if that is the case, you can be checked. But she's saying I lead myself. I don't need no man to lead me. I know what I'm saying. Okay, you don't need a man to lead you. So what you need is a premium sucker. That's what you need. You need a premium sucker, a dude that's gonna let you lead and have the masculine frame in the relationship.
It's gonna let you wear the big boy draws,
right? Because there's two positions. There is the quarterback and the wide receiver. There is the masculine and the feminine. And if you're gonna take the masculine, guess who's taking the feminine? Whatever dudes you pick.
Sorry. Like I said.
And like I said, that's not wrong.
Like I said,
don't say you're an alpha female and want an alpha male, because you don't want an alpha male, because an alpha male is not going to deal with that.
I'm not. If a girl, I can't check her and she don't want me to lead, fuck was we doing in this relationship?
I mean, like, now I feel you though. It's a lot of women that feel like that. But what I'm saying is how y'all get the game mixed up and misconstrued.
I know a lot of women that like to get checked.
Dick run this, not pussy.
Right, but that's not the society we live in. She said, because I'm not going to be checked, I need a sucker. Okay, a premium sucker.
A premium. Don't forget the premium.
Don't forget the premium.
You're being sarcastic.
No, she's not, bro. I know her, bro. She's not being sarcastic.
She said okay. She said okay. So she's agreeing with you,
bro. No, bro. It's like that Tino. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
Nigga, I know what she mean by that, because the way she's saying it, because I'm not going to be checked. I need a sucker. Okay. Like being sarcastic. Like, no, you need a premium sucker. That's what you need.
I don't know what. I don't know what type of grown up would say that.
I know her personality, bro. Trust me. And if you knew her, like, you would see.
I said that's why I said I said I don't know nobody. You said you know. I said, I don't know nobody. You listening? I speak English.
Nigga, you speak.
I don't know nobody that is no grown up.
You
She
don't know
want a
what
lollipop?
is.
She want a lollipop. Tell her to go to AMPM. They got plenty of lollipops.
But she don't want one. She needs somebody more masculine than her, and that's HG. Like women at this point now is become masculine, so now it's hard for a man to even be masculine because now it's competition.
You mean to tell me she's just been running the premium suckers all her life?
No, she might ran into alpha men, but they're not going to get in a relationship with her because they're not going to take that energy. But all the ones that she probably been with, I would say at least 68.2% of them was premium suckers.
Hey, real corn nuts, man.
And that shit stank. I thought we was on the popcorn.
You want some?
Yeah, I thought we was on the popcorn. Yeah, so but like I said, a lot of women really say they want a leader, but then when he start leading, they don't like that pushback because they don't like to be told what to do. They don't. Like women are like, bro, women
Supposed to be like this. Stop, hey, stop all that bitching and get your ass in the kitchen. Yeah.
Oh, that sound misogynistic.
You feel me?
Misogynistic.
Stop all that bitching. Get your monkey ass in the kitchen.
That sound hella misogynistic.
Hey, listen. Hey, I'm ready to go back to gender roles, man. I'm ready to go back and tell them, boy, like, hey, look, this is what it's gonna be. You feel me?
Gender roles are important, bro.
They are.
Because they're there whether you want to recognize it or not. And it's no matter who's gonna take the role. Somebody
they try to take away gender roles, bro.
Yeah. So that's why they trying to wipe that out. And so now you have these independent women, because I promise you, the way she's talking, she's an independent woman. And I know her. She is an independent woman.
It's cool. I ain't tripping off that. Hey, listen, what about changing gender roles in the bed?
Hold on, brother.
Y'all with that?
No, brother trying to get in the live.
Who is that?
Oh, my brother.
Oh, yeah. What'd you say?
He just got out of jail, so you know he on some.
What'd you
Listen,
say,
Black? What about changing gender roles in the bed?
See, women like that. So women like to be dominated, right? Because there's so many workers out there right now that they want to be dominated. They want to be dominated in that room. It used to be a time when men wanted to be dominated by the women because we was always like that. Like you get on top and you
right,
you know. But now they're so aggressive in their everyday life. They want a man to make them do all kind of stuff. Gag.
So what does she pull out a strap on and say bend over?
Premium suckers only.
What? Nigga.
Premium suckers only.
Nigga, what? You better not ever.
That's what Feisty looking for.
Hey, but you know what's crazy though? You know what's crazy? I've talked to
Feisty.
I've talked to women. I've talked to women that says that men ask them to do those things.
Fuck
like,
no,
bro.
Fuck.
I'm serious. I'm talking about a lot of women have told me that. Like,
all right,
in that, good night.
It's over.
It's over.
It's over. You pulled a run. You pulled a run. You said titties.
It's a lot of this niggas too, boy. That came out. They do that weird freaky shit.
Yeah, it's a lot of men that's asking them to do that because women are being so dominant that they bringing it even to the bedroom now.
That's hella freaky.
So there's men out there that's asking women to do those things, like into that anal play.
Nigga, that's 50 Shades.
50 Shades. So that's what I'm saying. Society is changing. Our social structure is changing. So then when we ask, how do we get these feminized women in the society? It's because we are.
You mean men?
Yeah, men. Yeah, that's why I like, pun intended, they're bending over backwards for women. Literally, like y'all letting it happen. And so when we have like lives like this, it ain't gonna hit hard. Only to try to get canceled.
Let me ask y'all a question, both of you young gentlemen, and be honest when I say this. to you, is the world less romantic or more romantic?
It's definitely less romantic.
A lot, right? By
A
like
lot.
80%, huh? Where's
even,
the romance?
I don't
There is
even.
These
none.
women, listen,
I
hold on. Listen. These
don't,
women don't even believe our romance advances. They say we lying.
No, you know why? Because men are scared now because they're intimidated by these women because they so masculine. Because it messes up their brain. They be fine as all outside, and as soon as you talk to them, be like, "Damn, hey, what's your name?" My name is You be like, "What?" Oh, then you ask her, "What do you do?" You have a conversation. You be like, "Hey, so what do you like to do for fun and whatever?" Well, I'm a CEO. I got my own business, and I want to do this, and I'm doing that. You know what I'm saying? So now it's like you having a piston in the wind competition. So your mind saying she a woman, but she acting like a dude. So
I,
how do
I
you
don't
be
want.
romantic to that?
I don't want no CEO. I want a CNA.
I know, right? What if you buy her some flowers, right? She like, oh, I don't like no flowers. The only flowers I like to smoke. And she pull out a backwood and start firing up.
I'm glad. Hey, man, these women. I'm glad I never run into these women you exposing. I'm glad I've never ran into none of them, bro. On a game, man. That's atrocious. That word I was trying to think about earlier. That's atrocious, man. That I can't fathom that, man. I would run from that.
Right, and a lot of men are running from that. That's why they
Hey,
have.
listen. If I met a woman like that, I would get to talking like Buddy in his car, eating crackers and shit. You feel me? I would get anxiety. I would have anxiety. I would put her in a friend zone. I, I wouldn't be in a position to check nobody. Listen, just as for feisty, just so she know, a child can check an adult. Okay, this is how he can. This is how a child can check an adult. If adult gets on the internet talking to an underage child in a weird way, in a misconductful way, that child could then turn and say, "Sir, I am 15 years old, underage, and it says it on my. Please back up before I have my dad look at the mess."
Yeah, I mean, uncheckable. Nobody's uncheckable.
Yeah,
But primarily, I'm just saying, primarily, a kid can't check no adult. Like a kid is not smart enough to check the adult. There are situations which they can get checked. I'm not saying not never. I'm just saying, ain't no kid about to come in the house and check you like what you been doing all day. They're not about to check you like that. I mean, but women act like if a man come in and do that, then she like, I make more money than you, or you ain't doing that much, or whatever it is. But it is what it is. That's just saying we just got on here to talk about how it got like that. Now the solution is, men, y'all have to start learning how to keep your masculine frame. Learn to be leaders, be the initiators. Go get some role models.
right.
Stop being in your feelings so much. I'm not saying that you shouldn't have emotions and feelings. What I'm saying is be a man and process it logically and then emotionally, not emotionally, then logic. I don't know where PB went, but we sideways to the next light.
Hunting that way.